Something in here is really offensive to my nose. Guys, I was like, oh, okay. Do not usually blind buy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, then welcome to you as well. I'm really excited to be filming with slightly better lighting today. I think so anyway. I would love for you guys to subscribe because I will be coming back with a new video in a couple of days. Let's talk about blind buying. Blind buying is something that I don't really engage in. I am a big sampler. I have loads and loads and loads of samples. I'm buying samples like every single week. And when I can, I try and get myself over to central London to go to Harrods or Selfridges, Harvey Nichols, etc. to try fragrances. I do not usually blind buy. However, there are a few occasions where there's a fragrance that I've read all the reviews on Fragrantica. I say all the reviews, a lot of the reviews, because there's a lot of reviews on Fragrantica. But I've read lots and lots of reviews. I've watched all the videos on YouTube reviewing that fragrance. I've done it all, and I've decided that I'm going to take the plunge. Like I said, very, very rare that I do that, but I have done it with these two fragrances and it has gone wrong for me. I want to talk to you guys about why this has happened and how on earth this was a blind buy fail, or both of these were blind buy fails for me. So the first fragrance I want to talk to you about is Silky Woods by Goldfield and Banks. So Silky Woods by Goldfield and Banks is a really appropriately named fragrance in my opinion, because it is a really smooth, silky, vanilla and woody fragrance. I also think the bottle is quite reflective of that as well. That the gold and how almost looks like liquid gold. I think the fragrance is like that. The fragrance is not as heavy as you might think. It's quite a light fragrance, very wearable, very easy to wear. I think it's a good fragrance. And when I first sprayed it, I was like, oh, I think you did well here with this blind buy. I think this is a win. And I was really excited. I was like, oh, okay, we seem to have done something here. And I was pleasantly surprised. It's sweet, it's silky, it's smooth, it's nice. Let me give it a wear. And then as I was wearing it, it just reminded me of a fragrance that I used to have and just couldn't deal with anymore. So I got rid of it. I think I gave it to my mum, like I usually do with fragrances that I don't like anymore. I was wearing it and I was just thinking, no, what is that fragrance that this reminds me of? It reminds me so much of something that I used to have, and I just, honestly, I couldn't think of what the fragrance was. So I went to Fragrantica and I had a look on there to see what other fragrances that people voted that Silky Woods smells like. And it wasn't the first or the second or the third. It was further down in the list and it was there. Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. So I used to have Casablanca by Swiss Arabian a couple of years ago, and I really, really liked it at first. I actually think that that was a blind buy. That was definitely a blind buy. There's no shop that I went to smell Swiss Arabian and Casablanca. I completely forgot that that was a blind buy. I know I keep saying that I don't blind buy often, but I really, really don't. But anyway, so that was a blind buy and I really liked it at first. Kind of similar to how I felt about Silky Woods. I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. Let's see how it goes. But then it just started to annoy me. Casablanca started to annoy me. And eventually I just got rid of it. And Silky Woods to me smells so unbelievably similar to Casablanca. I don't know why no one was saying it. Why was no one saying this smells like Casablanca? I don't know. Everything is subjective in fragrance, isn't it? Not everybody's gonna smell Silky Woods and think it smells like Casablanca. Also, not everybody knows like Casablanca, how it smells. I was really disheartened to find that actually the fragrance was irritating me because it reminds me of another fragrance that used to irritate me. And they're not fragrances that you would expect to smell similar when you look at the notes. So the notes in Silky Woods, at the top there's some cinnamon and there's some saffron, and then you have oud in the middle, and the oud is well blended, I must say. It's not offensive at all, it's not in your face, it doesn't smell just too much, it's nice. There's some suede in there, there's some jasmine and ylang ylang, which are just very quietly in the background. And then you've got some musk, You've got, of course, vanilla. The fragrance is quite sweet. I find it quite sweet. And you've also got some sandalwood, giving it that creamy texture. It is a really creamy, silky, smooth fragrance for sure. And I can't remember, there are some other notes in the base. I think there's some olibanum as well. It's got a lot going on in there. But then when we look at the notes in Casablanca, Casablanca is a fruity fragrance. So in the top notes, there's apple and there's grapes, which I definitely smell the apples in that fragrance. I don't have the fragrance anymore I haven't smelled it for a long time, but just based on my memory, I definitely did get the apple, which was something that drew me to that fragrance. I really liked it. In the middle, there's iris and suede and some other notes that I can't really remember. Then there's some vetiver somewhere in the fragrance, either in the middle or in the base. And there's some musk as well. There's some suede and a couple of other notes in there. So the only notes that they have in common is suede and musk, but they smell so similar to me. I know I said I haven't smelled Casablanca in a long time, but I honestly, I can't forget that fragrance. It's really potent, and I find Silky Woods is quite potent as well. Casablanca's more potent, a little bit stickier, because there's caramel. That's a note I forgot about. It has caramel in Casablanca rather than the vanilla that's in Silky Woods. So Casablanca has more of a sticky, sweet vibe that can just be annoying, honestly. So I was really disappointed and really upset about how this blind buy turned out. I did not expect it to smell like Casablanca. I did not have that on the cards at all. And it's just a shame. It's not something that I enjoy. I can say objectively, yes, I like the texture of the fragrance, but it annoys me. It just irritates me. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy wearing it. So I am going to find another home for it somewhere. Maybe I'll give it to my mom. Maybe I'll sell it to somebody else. So that's that for me. That was a blind buy fail, unfortunately. And there we go. So the second blind buy fail of mine is Tilia by Marc-Antoine. I don't know how to say the surname. I'm just going to leave it there. This fragrance, I had so much hope in this fragrance. So one thing about me is I love the sound of a classy floral. So if it's rose, that's a big win for me. Like if it's rose, I want to try it, I want to smell it. But even if it's just a white floral or possibly a yellow floral, I just like the idea of a really classy floral, something I can wear every day, but I just smell really classy and put together. I love that. That's a bit of me. So when I heard all the reviews about Tilia, everyone was raving about Tilia. It's not as hyped as Silky Woods, but I think it's a fragrance that's well respected in the fragrance community, especially amongst people that really like niche fragrances. Tilia is so well spoken about. So I was like, okay, it's a floral, it's got a light airiness that everyone keeps talking about. I want to pull the trigger and get this fragrance. So I did it, and my goodness. When I first sprayed this, I was slapped in the face. I was slapped in the face by, I don't even know what, some sort of yellow floral. Guys, guys, I can't tell you how much I dislike the opening of Tilia. Wow. So yes, it has the airiness, the lightness, that just makes it smell just like refined, luxury, effortless. You know, I just woke up and I was put together. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate how well blended it is. I can appreciate how it really does smell like niche perfumery, okay? It smells high quality. It smells luxury. I get it. But there's something about those yellow florals, guys. I don't know if maybe I'm just someone that doesn't like yellow florals. Now I need to go on an investigation to figure out how I feel about yellow florals, because to be honest, I don't think I really have yellow florals in my collection, and I haven't explored those notes very much. So maybe this is just a type of fragrance or a note that is not for me, or an accord or type of note that's not for me. I don't know, but I've got to say, something in here is really offensive to my nose. And When I smell it straight off the bottle, it's not that bad. But when I spray it on my skin, it's like, whoa, whoa. I can't, guys. This is such a dislike. I almost want to say I hate it, but I'm gonna leave it with a strong dislike. I don't know what that note is. There's a yellow floral in the top that is called broom, and there's another yellow floral that is like lime blossom. I've never smelt these, you know, notes individually before. I don't really know those notes, but I don't like them. There's also some jasmine sambac in the top notes. Now, jasmine sambac, or just jasmine overall, is a tricky note for me. When I was younger, I used to think I really liked jasmine. I like that sort of clean smelling jasmine that just smells, you know, nice, floral, not too sweet. I thought I liked that. But what I like is when jasmine is paired with rose. So Chanel do this. They did it in Coco Noir, which I used to love. They did it in Chance, or they did it in Chance or Tendre, jasmine and rose together. That I like a lot because I love rose. I just love rose. I think it's a good pair. But jasmine without the rose, I'm not sure about. But once upon a time, I had a reed diffuser from Zara that was called White Jasmine. I don't know if any of you guys know White Jasmine. They're probably still selling it. This was the most potent reed diffuser I have ever smelled in my life. And potent in the wrong way. I was so overwhelmed by the jasmine in that fragrance. So overwhelmed. I can't even... I had to get rid of it. I didn't even finish the reed diffuser. It's really potent though. So if you like jasmine, that's a good reed diffuser to get in your house because it is going to fill that room. So that was my experience with jasmine. I'm not sure what type of jasmine was in White Jasmine, but there you go. Then I noticed when I was reading the notes that in Tilia there is heliotrope, and heliotrope is a note that is also in Psychedelic Love by Initio. And when I was sampling the Initio fragrances and I tried Psychedelic Love, I was like, whoa, I don't like this. This smells exactly or very similar to that reed diffuser I had from Zara that was just too much for me. Really reminds me of that. So I don't know if it's that combination of jasmine with heliotrope. I'm not even sure if there's jasmine in Psychedelic Love, but I just think maybe heliotrope is just a no for me, and the jasmine is tricky. So there's a lot going on in Tilia that I just don't think is for me. I can't. I really find it offensive. I just don't like it, and I'm really upset about it actually, because I had such high hopes. I thought, yep, this is going to be another floral that I can just throw on and feel really classy and put together, and that just wasn't the case. So this is another fragrance that I will also be finding a new home for. Tilia and Silky Woods. They have to go. Those are two of my blind buys that have been a fail for me. I do have blind buys that have been a success, and I will do that in a following video on one of these days. Do let me know in the comments what you think of Silky Woods, what you think of Tilia. Are they a cup of tea? Do you feel the same way that I do? I imagine that a lot of you guys will probably like both of these. I think maybe I'm amongst the anomalies. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and do subscribe to my channel because I will be coming back with more fragrance content. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.